It's starting to get chilly. I'm a fan of it, but it's still a shock. Hey guys, welcome to another video. Yeah, today is part 2 of my drawer system update video tutorial. I don't know what we're calling this, but we're in part 2. The second video, we're covering the drawer system. As you saw in the last video, I ripped all the drawers out. I actually sold it. Someone came and picked it up. Super stoked for them. I already miss them. I miss having actual drawers. It's been like less than a week, and I'm still bummed. I finished a good amount of the drawers, and all I have left, or the boxer system, I guess, all I have left are the drawers. So that's what I'm going to be working on in the next video. This video, I kind of want to cover, again, my idea behind the drawers, and to kind of show you what I'm working with, what I was able to accomplish with a pretty minimal amount of tools. My pops is a woodworker. I'm not a woodworker. So everything I've had to do, and I moved out of state, so I don't have access to any of his tools. So I had to buy all new tools, had to learn everything myself, a lot of FaceTiming, a lot of, Googling, but here we are. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you kind of a walkthrough on the drawers. So let's do that. All right, guys, so here's the drawer system. This is the finished look. So I didn't like purposely scratch this. It's something I did on my desks in my office, and I really liked how it came out. And plus, I'm gonna scratch it anyways, so I figured I would I would actually give it this look beforehand. And so far I like it. I've already gotten it dirty because we went out yesterday and I stepped on it. I sealed it with I already forgot the sealant, but it's a, oh, okay, so I sealed it with a polyurethane seal. I did a couple coats. It so far has been really good. I spilled water on it already, and it just wiped right off. So far, that's been great. Fridge slide and fridge are mounted. I'm gonna talk about that here in a second, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over this virtually as well in my plans, so you can actually see my ideas. I didn't execute all of them the greatest, just because I don't have what's called a dado stack for my table saw, so I did everything with router. So some of these little rabbits, you can't really tell in these because it looks good. But some of the rabbits just aren't great. Again, this dado right here doesn't fit super flush, but for the most part, I'm stoked on it. I also went 1/2 inch instead of 3/4 inch like I did on my previous drawers, and it's still super sturdy, so I'm not really worried about it going anywhere or collapsing, especially when I have drawers in here. Okay, but one of the big things I really wanted to focus on with this drawer set is actually being able to remove it without much of a fuss. My other drawers were actually held in by screws. So I screwed everything into the base plate. So the base plate's down there. I screwed everything into the base plate directly with just wood screws. And so if I really wanted to take it out, I would have to remove the wood screws, put them back in when I was done. And if you know anything about woodworking, you can't really just replace wood screws a ton without it losing some of its strength. So I wanted to figure out a system. So originally what I was going to do is I was going to create a slide system so I could just slide it in. I found the rails I was going to use, which happen to be right there, were actually thicker than 1/2 inch. So it wouldn't have looked good. It would have had to sit a little bit higher. It would have been more of a gap in between the box and the base plate. So I didn't really want to do that. And so I still might do something where I might just, have a little dado cut right here with a little piece of wood on the top plate, so it still will sit flush and just help me with aligning things. But pretty much what I did is I did some threaded inserts. So I did 4. I'm gonna move to 6 here probably sometime today, but I'm gonna move to 6 eventually. Threaded inserts. So I just have a bolt that goes through here into the base plate with some threaded inserts. If you don't know what a threaded insert is, it's pretty much just okay, so this is a threaded insert. So pretty much what you do is you drill a hole, this gets mounted into the wood, and it's stupid secure. Put a little bit of CA glue, and it's not going anywhere. But this is a threaded insert, so this gets mounted into the wood, and then once it's mounted into the wood, then you can screw things directly into it, and that's what I did for the base plate. And also that's what I did for the fridge, which I'll talk about again here in a second. But that's how it's secured. It's not going anywhere, but I do notice it creaks. So it does creak a little bit. It's not going to creak now because I'm showing you, but it does creak a little bit just because it's not super connected. So I'm going to either add another one here or another one in the middle on both sides, and hopefully that will alleviate some of the creaking, but definitely heard it when I was on the trail yesterday. Let's move left to the fridge slide. So this is the DFG off-road fridge slide. This thing costs more than my cheap old fridge, but it is amazing. It's one of the, I'll show you here in a second, but it slides out and folds down. My whole goal with it, with this drawer system, was to create as little of a gap as possible, and I did that. That has literally the smallest gap ever. It's still able to open though, which is good. So it still opens on down just fine, so I can still access everything. There's no issue there. The only issue is it's a little too close for tolerance, so as I push it up, it hits this. So I have to lower it before I can lock it, which takes an extra second, but that's the only thing. Other than that, it's amazing, and I wouldn't change a thing. That's something I'm okay to live with for the extra, what, 8 inches of space? Yeah, so how I mounted these, originally, I just had bolts going all the way through this. They were just wood bolts to screw into the wood, but again, using 1/2 inch, so I didn't have that much room to play with. So instead what I did is I used threaded inserts and just nice looking bolts. And so now really if I wanted to take this off, I could take all of these out and it would sit flush. So it would have a you know, a flat plate. So if I decide to make it more modular and add a second stack of drawers or something like that, I could do that and just match my holes, and we're good. So that was awesome. Really stoked on that. Another issue that I had with the actual fridge slide was this little piece of aluminum right here would always just sag. And so when it sagged, I don't know if you can really tell from it because this handle's in the way, but this little mechanism right here, you can see it kind of going up and down. That's what holds this whole thing in. And there's just a little hole right there. Again, can't really see. So there's a little hole right there, and so what was happening is it was drooping enough to where I could pull this, I can give it a good tug, and the fridge would come undone. And this happened a few times while driving. Actually, sorry, it would happen almost every time while driving, and it would smash up against my door. But if you notice, it is currently parallel with the window, so if it did that, it'd probably go through my window. So didn't really want that happening. So what I decided to do is, again, threaded inserts are amazing. Put a threaded insert here with a little just hand twist bolt, and just pretty much propped it up. So it would give it a little bit more rigidity right there. And it's worked perfect. I can now tug on this and nothing happens, which is awesome. It used to just pop right open. So that is great. So super stoked on that. Top things that I wanted to focus on was easy removal. So again, I can take all these bolts out of here. Those 4 bolts, eventually 6, take the whole box system out, and I will have my entire trunk space still. And I can even take out the base plate if I wanted. Again, that's only held together by 4 bolts. And it just adds kind of more versatility back to my truck. If I wanted to add my 3rd row seats, I could. I don't have to get rid of those completely. There's just a lot more flexibility with the way I set these up. And once I do my dual battery system, I'll have even more flexibility, which you'll see in future videos. Yeah, let's get out of here. I'm also going to give you a virtual walkthrough on how exactly I managed to, or my ideas, and the actual, you can see what the plan was, and then obviously you saw the execution. So check out this virtual side of things. Okay, cool. So let's dive into this. So here's the virtual model. I want to explain kind of the joint process on why I decided to do these rabbits or these dados. So yeah, let's hop into this. So I decided to do these rabbits, and really what I'm doing is I'm working with 1/2 inch material. So I go in about a 1/4 inch on this side, and then I go in a 1/2 inch from the top. The main reason for the top was just so it would sit flush. So if you saw those drawers, they sat pretty darn flush. I ended up taking a hand planer to the top of it just to kind of make sure everything was super flush, because obviously I am human and I make mistakes. But yes, that's why I did the top part. The 1/4 in, the reason I did this was really to give it more contact for gluing. So I did primarily want to just glue everything together, just because I don't like the look of screws. And if I do, 2 points of contact, it's just more points of contact for glue. And that was my main idea behind it. It also kind of helped with gluing everything together, because it had a little place to set. It wasn't just, attached by a butt and I had to clamp everything down. I really didn't even have to clamp it. It was pretty secured in there right away. So that's why I did that the same on all 4 corners. And that is, I mean, that's really as easy as it really gets there. And then here I just used a dado cut to fit that centerpiece, so that centerpiece fit very, very snug in there, and that was just held together by some glue and some clamps, and that's really where it started. That simple, that easy, and yeah, you saw the finished product. So yeah, that's really it. And then hopefully the next video will cover this. But for now, this is what we're sticking with. So this is what we were able to accomplish. So we got figured out. Yeah. All right. Back to you, in-person person. All right, guys. That's really it for today. I just wanted to really chat about my drawers, kind of show you guys what I was able to accomplish, the tolerances, how I was able to fix that the fridge slide, all that stuff, and kind of capture some of my biggest gripes about my last drawer system and how I fixed that. And yeah, that's really it, guys. We're gonna obviously finish these drawers soon. I'm also planning on working on my dual battery system here shortly, so waiting on a few things here and there for the dual battery system, but we're gonna switch up the dual battery system. So I already had that video before explaining dual battery system. That is still relevant. If you still plan on doing AGM, you still in Arizona, that is a very, very good option. That's still how it's set up right now. But when you move to a cooler climate, you're able to work with different batteries. So that's what the next video is going to be about. It's going to be about the switch to lithium and how that's going, where am I getting the batteries, who's supplying the batteries, all that good stuff. So that'll be in the next video, and then I have a few more things planned. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something new. And if you guys have any questions, or if you're local to Washington and you want a set of drawers, I'm more than happy to discuss building some for you. But yeah, catch you guys in the next one. I'll see you later. Make sure to like and subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, and I'll smell you guys later. Peace. Switch out of frame real quick.